Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another update review. Today we have Cactuschan joining me to review this update.
What's up?
Welcome. Glad to have you on board. All right. So today we had an update, and it was a very historical update that happened, and it has to do with Dage the Evil. Now, recently it was Dage's birthday, and so I'm thinking that's why this happened, to celebrate his birthday and whatnot. They decided to release something very special in Epicduel, a color customizable sword. Now this has never happened before in the history of Epicduel, so definitely grab it before it's gone, because this is a piece of history, and I would say it's definitely worth it in my opinion, but it is a bit on the pricey side. 1,995 Varium base cost, which is it's definitely higher. It's very high up there. But I think it's definitely worth it. What do you think, Cactus?
Well, I think I'm going to have to agree with you on this one because, again, the 2,000 Varium base cost is a bit on the high end, especially because, people haven't bought promos in a while. They're a little low on Varium. But as you said, this is a first ever in Epic Duel history. We have never seen color custom weapons before. And I got to say, this one looks pretty cool. So if you decide on buying it, which hopefully you do, there's going to be an achievement associated with it. There's also it's going to be worth a lot of rating points. But if you're going to buy it, then do make sure to take off the stat points, because you don't want to be spending 3,000 Varium on it. You want to take those off before you buy it.
Right. Yeah, my wife Katie, she always bought her stuff without bringing down the cost. So if you take a look at the Legion Overfiend Warlord, as you can see, it's a full Varium item, but if you bring it down, all the stats, it just goes down to like half price or even lower. 1,200 compared to 2,080. It's quite a difference, and you can just use your credits to upgrade the stats when you buy it, as you can see right there.
Would
credits.
Recommend.
Definitely a good idea. Also, exposed Blasto as well. He buys the weapons with full Varium, and he doesn't bring down the cost at all. And after I told him
why.
After I told him, he was like, "No way, are you serious?" Oh my god, poor dude. Oh, I love Blasto, man. He's awesome.
Seth.
Yeah. All right. So let's get on with this update. So the weapons, the swords, the two new swords, so good. Oh my goodness. I really love both of them because they will match to the way you look. Now this has never happened before, and it's pretty amazing actually, because normally you have to change your colors to fit your weapons, but now your sword will change its colors to fit your desired colors, whatnot, just like AQ Worlds. And that's definitely pretty awesome. This should have been in the game a long time ago. Yeah, no, I'm very happy about it. I think it's definitely worth it.
I agree with that sentiment. Personally, I think the most important thing about this is the precedent it sets, because we know that now that custom color swords are an option, so we could have custom color sidearms, auxiliaries, robots. Think about custom color robots. That would be cool as heck.
That's one thing I thought of when I was making my robot. I wanted to make it so the robot would change colors based on what my colors were at the time, like color customizable, but I didn't know if it was possible or not. But now this confirms that it is possible, and next year's gifting, I'm going to definitely be doing that.
It's going to be crazy.
Definitely. Right, so let's hop over to the design notes and let's take a look at what was changed in this update.
Yes, sir.
So, balance changes. We have tactical reload. The aux and the gun has a 3-turn warm-up.
Well, that's an interesting change, and I understand why they made it, because there were a lot of people who were kind of, a little bit, who were saying that it was overpowered, and I think at the time that it was released, it was. But now, since we've had all these balance updates that have really helped tankier builds instead of damage builds, I don't think it was really necessary, because support builds, which are the builds that were, benefiting the most from tactical reload, they aren't really that overpowered anymore. So I don't think this was strictly necessary, but it does help, it does help all the people who were, a little bit salty at the strongness of the weapon.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that sentiment as well. I think this was a good change, though, because having a no warm-up on that ability lets you use your auxiliary twice in a row at the beginning of the game, and you can even two-shot some people, and that's pretty OP. Next, Intimidate. Blood Mage. This is only for Blood Mage, not Mercenary. So it improves with every 4 supports. I think that is up from 3, I believe, or 3.5, you said?
Well, actually, it's down from 3, which is
down.
kind of a... Yeah, well, technically it is up, but this is not a buff. This is a
nerf. A bit of a small nerf, I guess.
This is a nerf because it used to improve with every 3 once with 1 point every 3 support. Now it's 1 point every 4 support. So it's going to improve 33% times 33% slower.
I see. Right. Next is Fire Rain. It has just a bit buff. Yeah, interesting spelling there, but improves with every 0.4 support.
If I recall correctly, it was every 0.45. Let me just confirm that real quick. Yes, it was once every 0.45. So this is a slight buff.
Blood Commander. Okay, lifesteal reduced to 55% of strength from 65. So this is a nerf, a small nerf.
Well, the problem is that Mercenary is a very strong class right now because you have both. I mean, Support Mercenary is the strongest support build in the game right now, definitely. And you also have Technology / Focus 5 Mercenary, which is very strong when you're using a low-level Bunker Buster. And with Blood Commander, you can get Lifesteal along with that. It makes it very, very OP.
Right, next one is Stat Grenade. So the sender of the grenade now absorbs 70% the drain energy, and the base values were increased plus 15 energy points per level. So from, I'm guessing it was 70 something?
75. If you look on the wiki, you look on the wiki right now, you can see the old values before they update it.
Okay, so previously it was 75 energy points, 90, 100, 120, up to 210. But the new values are as follows. So now the max is 225 base values, so definitely pretty good. It got a buff there, but I do believe it got a nerf in the absorption from let's take a look.
80.
80, yeah, that's right up there at the top. Okay, 80% down to 70, so it kind of balances out a little bit. Maybe 10% is worth 15 energy points. I don't know. Maybe it's a slight nerf. Maybe.
I think it is a nerf, but this seems to be the same thing as what happened to Energy Parasite a while back, which is it's focusing more on draining energy rather than giving the user energy.
Right. Also, next one is Memory Leak. Oh my goodness, I am very happy about this change. Thank God this happened. This should have been done a while ago, but it's only happening now, so I'm glad it happened. Okay, so cooldown increased to 4 from 3. That is a very good change, because these 5 focus builds, Cyber Hunter builds, were roaming around just killing everybody pretty much. Well, I mean, they had a few weaknesses, strength sometimes, and a few other ones, maybe support. I don't know, but this was definitely a good change because Memory Leak is a very good ability. Some people don't think so, but I believe it to be a very good ability, especially against 5 focus, and maybe some other classes. I'm not quite sure. Other builds, I mean. But what do you think?
I agree. I think this is a very good change because, Memory Leak draining both health and energy makes it very strong against pretty much any build that you're talking about, whether it be a damage build or a tank build. And again, the three turn cooldown was a problem because you use heal and then it's up 3 turns later and you can't really do anything about it. Right. Plus your energy being drained the whole time, so you might not even be able to heal. So this was a very good change.
Definitely. Right. Next is the Merry Dage-mas. There will be 3 new potential drops from the Nightmare Dage NPC. So that's a
boy.
thing. That's definitely a thing that's going to make us suffer.
That is a thing that exists in Epicduel.
Yes, 3 more. So I've heard that it's a 15% drop chance, which it's a chance, but it's not the biggest chance, but it's there. So it's Dage's Capeless Nightmare. So the Nightmare, Dage, Desolation P, and E. Okay, now those are going to be kind of cool because they're like custom colored ones. So that might be cool. I don't know. Those are pretty cool. I don't know what they look like yet, but we'll see.
We will see.
Yeah.
And I'm just guessing that they have a 15% drop rate because that's what the Nightmare Dage's Paragon has originally.
Mm-hmm.
But keep in mind that Nightmare Dage the Evil, which these drop from, by the way, will technically be significant easier than he was when he first came out, because Cyber Hunter has received buffs with both plasma armor and static charge in the past, plus there's no diminishing 4th tier returns on defense and resistance, so CHs are going to be significantly tankier than they were before.
Oh, right, definitely.
So that's one, silver lining.
So, next one, we already took a look at these, but these are revamped rare weapons, and they're going to be going in. They already went into Epicduel, and there's only going to be 150 of them, and they will go permanently rare once they're gone. So expect some more CC weapons in the future for sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
But this is a piece of history, though. If you don't have it, then definitely buy it, because you're buying basically the future here, gentlemen and ladies. Right. So the next item is the Celtic weapon preview. Charfade has graced us, and she's working on the next promo, and here's some previews of it. So the sword, oh my goodness, this sword. It's a very beautiful design, don't get me wrong, the details are there, everything is there that you want in a sword, except for one thing.
So I love the design on these swords. But the only thing is that they are a tad short. Now, because, obviously when you go into battle, you want to be swinging that broadsword down on your opponent as hard as you can hit him. This one feels just, it's a little bit lackluster. So maybe if it could be extended a bit, it would look a lot more epic. I'm not saying I dislike the design, but it could use a little bit of lengthening.
Yes, definitely. I agree. Or also just sell another version of it that's just a tad bit longer or a lot longer. Because in this case, size matters, okay? Size matters in this case. Okay, next is the claws. Okay, so I'm guessing so that one is physical and the other one on the left is energy. Okay, and it's an interesting design, but the same things could be said about this one. I wish it was just a tad bit longer. The designs are great. It's there. Everything that you want is there, and even the skull there is on the side, on the bottom, and on the top of the crest there. That's really awesome looking. But I just wish it was a tiny bit longer, because you want to strike fear into the hearts of your opponents just by them looking at your weapons. But if you have like a really small, tiny weapon, that doesn't instill fear. That instills like, oh. Yeah, I'm not afraid of that stubble of a sword, But
it's true.
It's true, It's all a mind game as well.
It is.
Yeah.
I remember back in the Delta days when I was first leveling up, and this was back in the days of fixed stats. So, the higher you went, the cooler looking weapons you got. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I hit it was like level 32. I get to access to these enormous claws. I remember thinking, "Oh man, I'm such a badass. Look at this."
Yeah. That's how I feel when I equipped these big swords, like the Dage Desolation swords. They're pretty massive. They're one of the biggest swords in the game. Mm-hmm. So I know I love those. Right, so the staff. Now, this is a good sized staff. I wish it was just a little bit longer. You know that little green thing at the bottom?
I think it's called the truncheon.
The truncheon, yeah. That could be brought down a little bit, and there could be like a metal pipe between the handle and the truncheon at the bottom there, just just extend it down a little bit. That'd be kind of cool, because I don't know, maybe the player could get hurt. When he swings it back, it could cut him in the wrist or something. Don't want to do that. So, but definitely a great design though, very nicely done.
I agree.
I really love the skulls. I'm a big fan of the skulls. Very menacing. And yeah, no, I love the colors too.
I think the skulls make a great contrast with the colors, actually, because green and gold generally signify spring and happiness, but the skulls really help to offset. It's a great balance.
And also these weapons, they'd actually go pretty great with the Wendigo armor. Let me show you guys that one.
That's true. I never even thought about that. These would look good with that, especially the armored Wendigo.
Oh yeah, look at this.
These weapons are very much armored.
Look at this, armored Wendigo. Imagine having just a big sword with that and be instilling fear into everybody who looked at you.
That would be lit.
All right, now onto the maul, the hammer. Hammer time. Definitely a good design.
God, why?
Definitely a great design. I don't know how I feel about the ears though. The ears on the skull there. I mean, it's not bad, I guess, but maybe I'm just nitpicking at the right now, because usually when you think of a skull, you don't think of ears on the skull. Is that a skull, or is that like a zombified?
It might be a rabbit skull. Springtime rabbits.
I mean, I guess, yeah, I see it. No, it's a great design though. But definitely could use a little bit more length. It feels a little bit stubby. I mean, we don't know that until we actually see it in the game. So who knows? Maybe this just looks very small because it's not in game yet. But,
that's true.
Yeah. Right. Now, the last one is the guns. And I'm sure there's going to be auxiliaries, maybe armor, I hope. Maybe a bot as well. That'd be super nice. But the guns, they definitely remind me of the Omega Wolf gun.
I agree. They're very similar.
Maybe it could use a bit of a change, not to look very similar to those, because it's a good design. No, I like them.
No, it is.
I just wish they weren't so similar.
Definitely looks like it's going to be one of those one-shot guns, and I really like those. It's like a single powerful shot. The bigger damage value just makes you feel like you're doing more. I don't know.
Right. Next is the achievements here. So there was a new achievement called the 11-year anniversary of Epicduel, I believe. Let me take a look.
11-year alpha.
11-year alpha, yes. Right here. And it's worth 1,100, so definitely grab it while you can. It's only available in March of 2020. It's not technically March, but the next update is March 6th, so technically it's fine. Anyway, but definitely snag it while you can. It actually gave me the diamond rarity, or not rating, whatever, rating points. So I'm very happy about that, because, I think I'm the second player to get it legitly without being a moderator or, or a tester or whatnot. So, yeah, no, I'm definitely happy about that. And there was a new achievement as well, a seasonal one. And this one's slightly bugged at the moment, but I think they're going to fix it next update. Yes. It's awarded for buying a 2020 Dage item. There was one similar for buying a Dage item. Where was it? The Dage Collector 2019. So it's I imagine it'll be something similar to that one. Awarded for buying a 2019 Dage item. So, yeah. Look forward to that next update. Is there anything else that we did not cover? All right. And there was 3 achievements, the Big Game LIV, Australian Day 2020, and the Black Mamba Forever will be leaving next week. So definitely snag them while you can, if you haven't already. Grind those credits. I mean, I would imagine you'd still have some left over from gifting, but, in case you don't grind it, get it. Right, so now we've come to the end. It is time to score this update out of 10. I will give it a solid 3.5 out of 10. What do you think?
I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 10. Just a little bit higher than Roman's.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely a key feature today was those color customizable weapons. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Night Wraith, for that. I appreciate you if you're watching this. Keep it up. We love you.
Heart hands.
Yeah, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Hello, Editor Sfenic here. There's one thing Roman forgot to mention in the video. There's a leaked image of the upcoming tournament in the game files that we managed to discover, and here it is.